Speaking of great things, we know that there is one young man who I'm happy to work with and I'm happy to be friends with because I don't want to make it onto your show. Curtly, how you
But
doing?
you are technically already about to
Well,
get into trending.
if I have trending videos, I have a couple I would have sent you, but
What I can tell you is that Sakato Kunyara Paukusakuisa one Marasta.
yes.
Because we know that Jeff had his little season. Call it what you want. But I would like to think with the age you've reached, is it a crisis? I'm not going to
No,
term it.
you know,
I'm not going to term
look,
it.
I have a lot of friends and family,
Yeah.
especially family members who have dreadlocks, and they have a certain level of freedom, and things change.
Okay, so what we'll do on Monday, please do tune into trending on Monday.
So you want
You're
all the
going to
pictures?
get to see what Jeff looked like over the holidays.
And
Happy
videos
birthday!
also.
Happy birthday to
Thank
you,
you
by
so
the way.
much, bruh. Thank you so much. 35 not out. So yeah, I say my age now.
You've
because-
whacked it out of the
yeah,
park.
when you're now at this age, you can say you're 35 and you're happy.
Absolutely. All right, we want to knock out of the park as well. Trending with Curtly, which is coming up next. Top of the morning, and thank you so much for staying with us here on Good Morning Zimbabwe. Live from the Pocket Hill Studios here in Harare, Zimbabwe. Yes, this is your favorite segment that puts a face and a voice to every side of the story. Yes, indeed, trending with Curtly. That makes sure you're up to speed with everything that is happening online. My name is Curtly Gwindi, Kurt by name and not by nature, here to do exactly that. Welcome to 2023. It could be A, it could be B, it could be C, or it could be D. Yes, the name Winky D is trending on social media, and we're talking about none other than Wallace Chirumiko, who has dropped Eureka Eureka. Yes, we know we had a Rasta in studio right now, and he's talking about bringing his music back. But we've also known Winky D for being able to, only come to the end of the year to be able to express. And this time it wasn't just about Winky D, by the way. Marasta, they woke up and said, no, let's clash. And yes, it was a Say Colors versus Winky D mashup there. And what we know for a fact is that both of these encounters were full to the rafters. But we want to know from you, our viewers, what exactly it is you thought about, both album releases, which did happen on the 31st of December. Yes, we know we're now into the new year. There is new music from both these artists, and it's an offering that we want to hear from you, whether it was Winky D's side or Say Color side that won. At the end of the day, we know that these artists aren't necessarily not in competition, but it's more about the music. It's more about the music. And what Winky D, yes, Wallace Chirumiko did was also come together with the young people, which is something very rare with regards to collaborations. And this time, which is a personal favorite for me, which has recently been released. It's a Bazooka and a Poptain collaboration, which goes by the name of Farisi. And yes, we're not going to play it here because it's already been exclusively dropped on his YouTube channels. You can go ahead and check Winky D online or Winky online on his YouTube pages. However, many other collaborations besides this Bazooka and Poptain offering, the likes of Herman, the young Herman, yes, barely a teenager, already featuring with the greats, Holy 10, who has also become so controversial with regards to this collaboration with Winky D, to the extent that he's taking his story to the next stage. And his story is now called the Book of Malachi. Now, we don't know whether this is an issue to do with him promoting his album, because that's all these bloggers have been talking about. We're talking Zim Celebs, we're talking Zim Celebrity, we're talking Famous Mag. All these bloggers, all these people we follow for the news have been talking about Holy 10. He's on the lips and the minds and the hearts of many people. And do tell us what you think about the album art, because that's the Book of Malachi, set to drop today at Wood Pub and Grill in Harare, Zimbabwe, which is a local hangout at the Longcheng Plaza. However, we want to know from him whether he did the most with regards to empowering the next generation of artists, because we're only seeing about 3 collaborations, one of them being international. Yes, we'll give him that. But at the end of the day, is Holy 10 doing enough? As much as he was done for by Winky D? That's the question of the day. I know it's all about music. I know it's all about trying to understand what exactly is happening in 2023 with respect to these genres and artists. But yes, your views, comments, and contributions are very important to us. At Trending with Curtly on all social media platforms, you get to tweet us, you get to message us, you DM us, and we'll get right back to you. But we want to take it back a little bit. I had the awesome opportunity of speaking to one of our very veteran broadcasters here at the Pocket Hill Studios. Yes, this is none other than someone we affectionately know as Blarubs, but it's Ruben Barwe for some, our chief correspondent, who has had a great run and stint with regards to his career. He's had many years moving around with the former president, and he is building on the years of moving around with His Excellency President Emerson Mnangagwa. But right now it's not about what he does on the political scene or what he does with the president. He's just recounting and recalling what he did for his Christmas. Let's watch.
Christmas, for me, I went down to my roots. That is Gandanzara village in Makoni district, bordering with Mutasa and Makoni. And I enjoyed the 5 days I was at the village. I intermingled with the people whom I grew up with. I went with the family, and everybody enjoyed every bit of it. We saw the young lead, a very interesting one during Christmas. At the growth point, I saw one young man, probably wanted to impress some little girls. He had 2 packets of biscuits shoved in one pocket, the other one shoved in the other pocket, and you could see the biscuits and the little girls admiring the biscuits in the pocket of the young man. I said, oh, this is real rural Zimbabwe. And the new year, 2023, is a year where everybody is expecting that the economy will be better than 2022. Things have stabilized, especially the economy. And for those young people who are going into business or want to go into business, I think the situation is brighter. 2023 must give hope to every young Zimbabwean that things will be better.
Oh yes, this Friday we want to obviously pay a little bit of dues to our older brother, Blarubs, as he is affectionately known here at the Pocket Hill Studios, Ruben Barwe, who's recounting, recalling, as well as retweeting some of these things that he experienced during Christmas. Also, some of the ideas he has for our nation. He says it is a good breeding ground for our young people. Yes, so if you're a young person who was listening or watching what our older brother was saying, he's saying there's room for us and space for us, and as someone who is that seasoned, I would like to believe you should listen and take cognizance of what Blarubs was saying. And yes, finally, as we take our stories here on Trending with Curtly to the international scene, we bring you a latest update on these 2 brothers that you see on your screens, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate, who have been in the custody of Romanian authorities with human trafficking as well as sexual assault charges. And these are controversial social media personalities that were nabbed recently in a police raid along with their brothers' allegations of human trafficking and organizing crime. These are brothers who are influencers. Now, this story is of particular interest here in Zimbabwe, here on Trending with Curtly, because we as young men have a tendency of following perhaps the right or wrong. And at times we think the right is the wrong. And with respect to these 2 brothers, what we do know for a fact is that as influencers, yes, there's a lot of misconstrued messages that they may send out, some of them being correct. For example, they talk about the empowerment, or they used to talk about rather, the empowerment of young men, and making sure that the young man goes ahead and achieves his goals and dreams without any deterrence. But at the same time, some of the messages have undertones or heavy undertones of misogyny and fighting feminism, which is something that we shouldn't necessarily send out as a message. So whatever these charges are, I'm not saying they're independent of whatever's going on with their messaging, but at the end of the day, let's just follow the right and wrong influences. That's the message here this Friday on Trending with Curtly. My name is Curtly Gwindi, Kurt by name and not by nature, here every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. It's a new year new exciting things that you should look forward to here on this segment on Good Morning Zimbabwe. And most definitely, we are here to make sure that you're up to date with the latest trends on social media. At Curtly Gwindi on my personal pages, at Trending with Curtly on our pages. You can always engage us and we'll engage right back. And we're getting into that time where Rasta formally will be speaking to us about sport. But make sure on Monday you'll get to see what Jeff looked like over these holidays.
Dreadlocks.
It was quite interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. But I must say that you should also always watch our tourism spot. Because of that segment, I got to visit some parts of Zimbabwe, which are very interesting. And you should too, every time you get a chance. Easter is coming up, Valentine's is coming up, and many other holidays will be coming up this year. So 2023, do book yourself a spot somewhere within the beautiful spaces in Zimbabwe.